Hey there, what is up, everybody on YouTube? I am back. I wanted to make a, I always say short video, but probably not going to end up being short. I'm going to make a video about the Civivi Elementum Button Lock. Today is April 19th, 2021, so this knife was released today. I ordered from a place that allowed me to do a pre-order a couple weeks ago, and they were nice enough to mail it so that the timing was right for me to get it on release day. I'm not affiliated with anybody or anything, but that's scoutedc.com. They are pretty cool. Yeah, I really like that site. Yeah, for pre-order, I found it just by doing a search online for Civivi Elementum Button Lock. See if I could find something, information about release, and ended up finding them. So, I just opened this knife about 10 minutes ago. I've only flipped it open maybe 10 times. And I wanted to throw a camera out here just to kind of show everybody what a brand new one that's barely been opened feels like and what the action's like. So check this out. This is crazy. This thing, I've owned several ProTech Malibus, and the drop shot action on this feels pretty much just like a Malibu, I would say. It's ridiculous. Opening, you can just hold it upside down and push the button. Drops open easily. The action, you can feel the bearings in there. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about the actual specifics of the action, but the actual bearings, and I don't know if you can see the bearings in there. Wow, it's blurry. Anyway, but the bearings in there feel super smooth. Here, let me let the blade drop, see what happens. So it doesn't swing around a whole lot yet, but it should be noted that now it's been opened, what, 16 times? Less than 20 times, maybe? And I haven't added any lubrication to this at all. No KPL, no nothing. And it came out of the box like this. Also, the lockup is ridiculous. There's no blade play whatsoever in the knife. Anyway, so I got the dark green micarta with this kind of really dark stone-washed look. That looks fantastic. I gotta back up a little bit. Oh, I am backed up. Anyway, yeah, so this dark green and the stone-washed micarta looks fantastic. Pocket clip, I believe, is the same as on the original Elementum. And speaking of that, oh, by the way, one other thing, the steel. Look how tiny the print is on the steel on there. It's cool. It stays out of the way. It's a mostly sterile blade. Anyway, so I am really impressed with the action on this, especially right out of the box. It's not. I'm impressed, but I'm not surprised because let me fix the camera. Well, I guess it was all right already. Anyway, I'm really impressed, but not surprised because Civivi, I've owned several Civivis and they've all been outstanding right out of the box. Not just the fit and finish, but the sharpness. I've heard a few people talk about how sharp they are, but mostly people want to talk about the action on this. But man, this thing is sharp out of the box. Again, I'm having trouble showing the grind, but it's evenly ground on both sides. Evenly ground on both sides. I don't know what the angle is on each side or inclusive, but man, it's super sharp. In fact, here, I'll show you. I don't know that I've seen anybody cut with this on camera either. This thing is impressive. Here, let's see if I can get it. Wow, I always hear everybody say it's hard to do looking through the camera. I always wonder why they said that, and now I see why. It is tough to do stuff through the camera while you're holding everything in front of the camera. Anyway, that is an unstropped, straight-up factory edge. I did not do anything to that edge, and I'm proud of myself because it's really hard for me not to mess with edges when I get them. I always want to be putting them on my wicked edge. But Anyway, so there's that. Really, really impressive edge on that. If I strop that up a little bit on my green compound with my leather strap, I'm sure I can get it to glide through even better. Sorry, I'm walking away for a second. Throw that away. Anyway, yeah, so the action on this thing is crazy. It's amazing. So, one thing I also really want to mention is, though, a lot of people I've heard talk about the lack of a flipper tab on this. So the knife, right, you probably know if you're watching this video, but the knife locks when closed. You have to hit the button to release it, and again to close it. So it locks open and closed. Now, just in the little bit of time that I was messing around with it before I turned the camera on, I got to be honest, man, I was doing this. I picked up the knife a couple times and I went, what is happening? Now, I am used to having a flipper on the Malibu, so I'm going to chalk a lot of that up to just habit from using a Malibu. But, man, as awesome as everything about this is, and everything about it is awesome, as it sits, as what you're looking at right now, I don't know how much better it could be for the money. Price on these right now is like 66 and change. Most places, I think after, I had to pay tax where at Scout EDC, I believe, and with shipping and everything, it was like 73 or something like that, which is absolutely 100% worth it. But man, I keep looking for that flipper tab. And if I'm being honest, if I were designing this, I absolutely would have put a flipper tab on it. I would have added a detent. I would have not locked it closed, and I would have added a flipper tab. I think that would just shoot this to the next level. That being said, I mean, that's pretty picky, man. This thing is awesome. And I don't want to take away from how sweet this thing is. I just figure it's worth pointing out because, okay, look. So check out the original Elementum here, right? The flipper tab is not, as Nick Shabazz would say, it's not a pocket pecker. It's not that bad. It might peck your pocket a little bit, but it ain't that bad, man. Come on. So, if you had a little flipper tab on this, you could flip it open, push the button lock to close it. It would be so much more fidgety. I mean, it's already pretty fidgety, but man, that would just take it to the next level. It really would. It would add a little bit more of like a kind of separate, like a choil here for your hand. As it is, the way this is done, it's already really nice. I mean, you can put your finger under here and use that as a choil. It's really well designed, man. They did such a good job on the button lock. I just feel like, man, with that flipper tab, that would have been next level. So, maybe that's what they're moving towards next. Maybe, I could see them releasing Civivi Elementum Button Lock Flipper, which you'd have to find a way to abbreviate. I don't know, Civivi Elementum Button Lock Flipper. It'd be a CEBLF. But it would be awesome. However, this is, as I smack it, this thing is great. So don't let the lack of a flipper tab turn you off of this knife. Don't do it. Don't you do it. For the price, if you're like me and you're spending a couple $100s here and there on knives, and you're looking for something that's got great fidgety action, don't overlook this knife, especially for the money. It is awesome. Maybe sometime they'll release one with a flipper tab, if they do, great. But if not, I mean, dude, look at this. This is so much fun. It's so smooth. It is so smooth. Any of you who've already owned Civivis, you know what Civivis are like. You know what the fit and finish is like. It's redonkulous, especially for the money. So anyway, if you want to do, if you want to look at size comparison, I might have to hold them up a little bit because the angle of the camera makes it a little wonky. But yeah, blade significantly longer, handle significantly longer than on the original. For somebody like me with larger size, as I flip, I'm just abusing this thing. For somebody like me with larger size hands, I mean, look at the way my hands go around this. Like, I need every bit of that real estate. On the original, if I put the original in my hand, I have just enough room to squeeze that last finger on there. It's never been particularly uncomfortable for me, but if I want to hold it in a comfortable way, then yeah, my fourth finger is kind of hanging off. Not that big a deal. But on this guy, I can really get in there. I can hold it, and I'm really locked in comfortably. It's great. So good. Anyway, so that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. I mean, I really wanted to just say, you know, okay, a lot of people. I've been on Reddit. People are talking about there being no flipper tab and how, oh man, why didn't they just do it? Just do it, man. Eliminate the eliminate the criticism and just get it done. But I can't think of any button lock knives that lock open and closed, and I'm sure I'm missing some. There's enough knives out there of different types, but I don't know of any, or at least they have to be uncommon, if not rare, a knife that will lock open and lock closed. And you know, I'm glad this exists. I'm so glad this exists. I would much rather have this than have an Elementum Button Lock, flipper, or nothing. I'd rather, you know, if it's a choice between nothing at all and one with a flipper, or rather, if it's a choice between, what I'm trying to say is if it's a choice between nothing at all and this, I'll absolutely take this, especially for the money. I mean, the original Elementum is like $50. This is like, you know, 66. It's like another like $16. Sold, man. Sold. So I think that's about it. I'm not doing any editing again today or anything like that. This was just kind of a, hey, this is release day. Hey, I wanted to get a video out real quick. I will say, if it gives you an idea how much I like this, I went ahead and ordered the all blacked out G10 version from Blade HQ today when they dropped. And I was keeping an eye on how fast they were selling on Blade HQ. And they were going quick, man. Right now, it is about 5:17 Eastern time. Again, Monday, 4:19. And I guarantee you they're all sold out. Or if they're not, there's only a couple stragglers left. Blade HQ and GP Knives were the only places I saw these for sale today. That was it. So, you know, the first run... oh, that also brings me to, wouldn't it be cool if they put first production on here? Maybe it is somewhere and I just missed it, but it'd be cool if they put first production on there. Like some other companies do, that'd be neat. But anyway, yeah, I only saw them a couple places today, so by the time you're watching this video, they might not be available, but you know, if you watch Civivi's YouTube channel, Seth, I think his name is, he said that there's going to be another drop soon, quote unquote. So keep an eye out. If you're a knife person and you have even a remote affinity or interest in a button lock, then I feel like you owe it to yourself to handle or buy one of these as soon as possible. And then, I didn't mention the Steel's 14C28N. Anybody who's watching this, if you're that interested, you probably already know that, but I will mention it anyway. 14C28N. I don't have a lot of experience with it. I have sharpened it, and so far, sharpening it doesn't just roll over like 440C does, like with the diamond stones I use. You know, something like 440C, just the burr just flips. I could blow on the burr and it would flip. But 14C28N isn't like that. It puts up a decent fight. So I would only assume that the edge retention would be pretty good on it. And I guess the corrosion resistance is supposed to be really great on that too. All right, we are almost at 15 minutes. I am going to wrap it up. Do yourself a favor, check out the Elementum Button Lock if you're even remotely interested. It is so cool. Remember, no lube, only been flipped open, you know, I don't know, less than 50 times at this point, and it's just so smooth, man. It's fun. It's kind of quiet too. It wouldn't be too crazy, you know, in your TV room with your spouse or your friends. They might want to kill you a little later. So maybe they wouldn't want to smash your head in quite as soon with that. But anyway, all right, that's it, guys. I am going to get out of here. Have a great week, everybody, and hopefully I'll have another video up relatively soon.